You want to find lode gold? Yeah. I'm going to teach you the skills you need to know so you can get out to these old gold mining districts and effectively and quickly sample them so you can determine whether or not you can make money at it. So let's get into it. The first thing you need to do is you got to go on to MyLandMatters and you need to check to find out A, what areas produced free mill gold as the primary. And while you're there, you need to check land status. And the nice thing about MyLandMatters is they also have free LiDAR on there. So you can actually check to find these old service roads that used to go to these mining districts. And sometimes that's all you need to find these areas because nobody's been there for over 100 years. Now remember, you're looking for free mill gold. You're not looking for sulfides or tellurides because those have to be roasted and that can get dangerous. And free mill gold is the easiest way for extraction. Now I'm not advocating that you go down into the mines, but sometimes you can get into these upper stopes and work the margins of these stopes and pick up where the old timers left off. Now here's a good example right here. You can see where this stope daylights. They're chasing the vein. And you can see where the vein continues up the side. What you want to do is sample along the margins of the stope. And you want to take samples across the vein. And that would also include winzes and raises. And I highly recommend you get yourself a really good VLF detector that has a high frequency to it. We like the Goldbug 2 because it operates at 71 kilohertz. Also the Falcon MD20, which operates at 400. So those are perfect for finding very, very fine lode gold that still exists inside of the host rock. Now you don't have to have these things to find the lode deposits, but it sure does make it a lot faster to be able to narrow down the areas that you're going to start sampling from if you have some type of a high frequency metal detector. Now the cool part about MyLandMatters is that they also have MRDS on there, and they have historic mining districts, and they also have supportive information where you can click on highlighted buttons that will reroute you to minedat.com. And from that site you can actually see the commodities they were mining, and sometimes there's footnotes associated with it that will tell you exactly what they found, how much, and what type of workings they had back then. It really cuts down on the amount of time that you're researching so you can get your boots on the ground out there quicker. The mine that we're going at today had a ton of information associated with it, so it made my job so much easier. And they were finding what was called picture rock, which is very high grade specimen gold, and that's what we're after. And when you're hunting that type of gold, it makes it really easy when you're using a VLF or a Falcon MD20. But not only that, it tells you the type of minerals that are associated with the lode deposit, and it'll actually tell you what the lode deposit was. And in this case, we're working with a hydrothermal alteration alunitic gold deposit model. Now I know that sounds like a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo, but all that means is that the host rock that I'm dealing with, which is andesite, was hydrothermally altered, and some of the rock that it was altered to is alunite or alunitic alteration. Now I know a lot of you guys out there who are seasoned pros will say, Jeff, I thought alunite was in a high sulfidation zone. You're right, but when you get on the outer halos of those sulfidation zones, you can get into low sulfidation zones, and that is where you can get free mill gold that has precipitated out. And in this case, a lot of the free mill gold is associated with calcite, barite, hematite, and quartz. And that's what we're looking for, and that's what you should be doing too when you're trying to find these deposits. Know what they're talking about, know the type of minerals you're looking for, know what they look like, so when you get boots on the ground, you'll know exactly where to go and what you're looking for. And here's a great example. I've got manganese oxide, I've got hematite, I've got barite crystals in there, I've got calcite, and I got quartz after calcite. So we're gonna run the detector over this section right here because this looks really promising. Now here's a section of vein that's actually outcropped from where they were mining, and you can see that this is a classic example of where the gold would be hiding. And you can see where this outcrop is actually exposed, and this is perfect. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tune this guy hot. And all that means is on the downstroke when you're ground balancing, you get a faint signal. And the reason why is because if you tune just a little hot, it'll actually be more sensitive to small pieces of gold. And you're just gonna scour the vein. That's really good. That's good too. All right, that's not bad. Also, don't forget to bring your hand lens, okay? At least a 10 times. Doesn't have to be any stronger than that. Why? Because when you start getting samples, you want to inspect them because you want to see if the mineral assemblages that you found in your research match up. Now, some of the mineral assemblages that we found that are associated with gold deposits in this district said that you're looking for calcite, you're looking for barite, quartz, of course, after calcite. You're also looking for hematite, and you're looking for copper staining. And according to MRDS, if you find all those mineral assemblages in one location, gold is going to be nearby as well. And this is a good example. Now, hematite closely resembles wolfenite, except it's more yellow. And they're both lead minerals. I'm gonna get some snapshots because the GoPro sucks at close-ups, but I want you to see I've got hematite here, which are these yellow crystals, and then I've got some copper staining here, and then I've got calcite, and then I got quartz after calcite, and then of course I've got all this hematite, and I've got some beautiful looking barite crystals in here. And like I said, you don't have to be a field geologist to know this stuff. Just learn the basics and you can get your boots on the ground. Now, when you go to sample areas like this, you can do a grab sample or you can do what's called a channel sample where you cut across the vein. Now, in order to do that, you're gonna need power tools. Well, I found an easier way to sample that will get you the information you need that take less time and you'll know right there on the spot. And no, it's not an XRF gun. Now, one way you can easily sample some of these outcrops or the outer margins of some of these stopes in the mines is to bring a small hammer drill with you and a good 2-foot bit. Now what I'm doing is I'm drilling into any areas of heavy mineralization, especially the ones that I read about in the MRDS reports that I found on MyLandMatters.org. I'll collect up all the cuttings and then I'll pan that out. You can take the same hammer drill and put a chisel on the end of it and do a channel sample straight across the vein. That way you know exactly what you're getting. But the problem is that's only gonna get to the surface material. What if there's better ore deeper inside? Something like this is only gonna go down the depth of the bit. You wanna get down as deep as possible because sometimes the better ore is down deeper. So how do you do that? You use one of these guys. This is a DeWalt hollow bit. And they come in lengths all the way up to 47 inches long. So what I like to do is the areas where I got signals on my metal detector, the VLF, I'll do a channel sample there and I'll chip out everything there. And then I'll come in behind it and I'll run a 3 to 4 foot bit directly into the spot where I was getting the target. And what that does is it tells me exactly what is down deeper, because you could be mere inches from a huge deposit that everybody's missing because they decided to stop maybe 3 or 4 inches down. And that way you can be very thorough about it. Now, the cool thing about these hollow bits is that as you're drilling, it cuts it up and it sucks it right up the center of this shaft and then out through this guy right here. And what makes sampling so easy with this guy is that all I have to do is take the material out of the vacuum, put it in a gold pan, and I know right on the spot if there's gold because I've got that really fine material already crushed up from the drill cuttings, and I just pan it out with a little jet dry in the water. Tells me instantly if I'm on a winner. And that's what we're gonna do now, is I'm gonna drill this monker out and see if I've got any good gold, because I've got all the mineral assemblages here that are telling me that the gold is here. And I used my hand lens and it did look like there were small tiny pieces, but I want to be sure. So we're gonna drill into this monker and find out. But I'm not gonna do anything until you smash that like button.
Smash it hard!
That's right, smash it hard. All All right, so I got my first hole in, and as I was drilling in, the bit dropped, whoop, just like that. And luckily, I got it all vacuumed out, and I can't wait to pan out what's in there. And that tells me there's some kind of a soft pocket. And most of you guys out there that have been gold mining for any length of time knows that most of your good gold is in rotten, ugly rock, which is really soft and has been altered heavily. Well, this is what I felt when I was going down. It just dropped in. And that's why I like using these hollow bits, because it's sucking everything out and it doesn't get stuck in there like if you're to use a traditional SDS Max or SDS Plus bit. I know they're a little bit more expensive, but I'm telling you, it's so worth it. I drilled this hole in about 2 minutes. It'd take you forever with a standard bit. Yeah, I know, I can hear from here. Jeff, stop all your jaw jacking and chin wagging about bits and get on to sampling. We want to see some gold. I want to see some gold too. He's a long one. Boy, yo, PG, get out of that hole. All right, I got another one down here. Did you see that? There's a big hole in there. All right, remember what I told you? Dasani water. It leads to gold. Yeah, I know. Get on with it, Jeff.
It's not commercial.
Yeah, we're not sponsored by Dasani. All right, let's see what we got. Like I said, about 8 to 10 inches down, that bit went whoop, dropped right into a void. That's got me super excited. All right, let's see what we got. I am so... I guess my bag didn't work. Sorry. Oh, that thing is full. Wow. All right. Put that in there. Wow, that's fine. See what I mean? You just pan out the cuttings. Just like on your large RC drills, you just pan out those cuttings. I think that's good. What do you think, boss lady? Is that good?
It's good.
Huh? It's good. Oh my gosh. Okay. I thought for sure I had that sealed up tight. Okay. Ooh, I'm excited. I'm excited. Oh man, I hope I got enough water. Oh. Ew.
You want another bottle, sweetie?
Yeah, let me get another bottle.
Okay, hold on.
I'll sit here and continue to make something. Should have brought my 5-gallon container. Oh man. I might have to repan this because I made a big mess. Yeah, go ahead and dump that in there.
Here.
Yeah. Get some clean water in there so I can see what the heck I'm looking at. All right, hold this, would you? All right, let me get my glasses on. Ooh, I'm excited. I don't know about you. Come on, baby. Give me something. Oh, 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 Ooh. Piece of gold there, piece of gold there, piece of gold there.
Nice.
Oh yeah, baby. Come on. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. You see that? You see all those little pieces of gold in there? That's gold, gold, gold. That's all gold. Let me see my hand lens. I gotta check this out. That's why you guys need one of these. Oh, that's good looking. Oh, that's so good looking. Oh my goodness. Nice. That's all gold. I'm gonna go ahead and drill some more holes, and I'm gonna do a whole bunch of channel samples too. So we're gonna gather all that up and take it back and then grind it down and see how much gold we get. Hey, now go ahead and leave me a guess how much gold you think we're gonna get out of this thing. Now don't cheat, don't cheat. Leave your comment down below. Ooh, because I think we just hit the mother lode, baby, yeah! And don't forget, at the end of every month, we give away 10 incredibly rich bags of pay dirt from our drift mine. We give a brand new Gold Monster 1000 metal detector away, and any of the gold nuggets we find while we're mining either in the field or in the drift mine. And don't forget, tours are coming up where they find ounces of gold. In fact, one of the guys on the tour made a necklace that appraised for 8 grand. Now, if you want to get involved with any of this stuff, just look for the little icon at the end of the video that looks like that. You're gonna click on it, make a $10 pledge, and you're in like Flynn. See you on the next video.